So, in that ship sense, I do ship Destiel.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, he said it.
But not in a
Put that on the
romantic
tag.
way.
Yeah, that's gonna be like the stinger. I ship Destiel. Nice. What's up, guys? Another episode of Team Free Will podcast coming at you. Not live. I always want to say live.
Yes, not live.
We're not live at all.
We're
this
robots.
is in the past. Also, a little new thing that some of you may be aware of right now is that we're filming this one. Super crazy, right? Dual camera action, some lighting. I feel really spoiled because Danny set all this up and I had no idea. It was like Christmas morning when I came in.
This is why I got all this equipment, so we can do stuff like this in the future.
I know, I'm really excited. I'm Jackson Boyd, as most of you probably know. Who are you?
I'm Danny Wilt, as some of you may know. Or not know. It depends.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is episode
4.
Yeah, episode 4. Last episode kind of dipped off a little bit. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I think because we didn't plan it at all.
No,
it was just immediate.
Yeah. It felt a little rushed, but we had a little vote, I guess, on what topic we're going to talk about. What was it, Destiel?
Yeah, I sent out on Snapchat at Jackson Boyd. On Snapchat, Jackson Boyd. I asked everybody who follows me what topic we should talk about pertaining to Supernatural, because this is a Supernatural-based podcast.
Wait.
Yeah, no, I know.
This is Supernatural?
Yeah. Just Supernatural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe every once in a while we'll dip into another topic, but it's mostly Supernatural.
Supernatural, okay.
What's up, Camera B?
Yeah.
How you doing? I see.
Camera 2, what's up?
Camera B.
Camera 2.
I'm more of an alphabet guy. Okay. I'm a number guy. I don't like math.
Yeah.
But it was like overwhelming Destiel. Like everybody was like Destiel. And I was a little on the fence about it because, we have our own little opinions about Destiel and other little ships, as the kids call them.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that on Tumblr, ships. I was like, I don't know what that means. Like ships?
Yeah, you mentioned
like
it before.
The vessel. Like
you mentioned it in the past.
ships.
You're like, who do you ship?
Yeah.
And I was completely confused because I'm not hip to the jive, and that's just I don't know what ship means.
I'm
like
with you.
relationship.
Relationship.
Are we shipping these people off?
Yeah. It's a little shortened, vernacular. Is that what it is? Colloquialism. I've never been able to say that word.
Yeah.
So, overwhelming Destiel. I was a little on the fence about it. I think the thing that pushed me to where I really wanted to do it was 2 or 3 people said, "Don't talk about Destiel. Like that's like taboo. Don't talk about it." So absolutely.
I feel
about it now.
Yeah.
I mean, that made me. Yeah, that just really drove it home. So we're gonna talk about Destiel. Are we gonna do a quote of the day? Do we still do that?
Yeah, I think we should do a quote of the day.
It really is no. I mean, it's just all haywire. There's no real theme to this. Quote of the day. Why don't you blast it off, buddy boy?
All right, the quote of the day is it's what I sent you. It's
Is it
Is it? I need you to believe me, because you are the only person who will believe me, or something like that.
Yeah. No, I have it on
wait.
my texts. You sent it to me with no context. The only reason I knew it was a quote was because you put quotation marks on it. But I was like, I got it. I was doing laundry and I got the text. I was like, what the fuck? What does that mean? I need your help because you are the only one who will help me.
Yeah, okay.
Ellipses, please. And my response was, what is that from? Is that from Gladiator? I don't know.
Alright, so quote of the day. I need your help because you are the only one who will help me.
Please. What is that from?
That is from Free to Be You and Me, where
which is your favorite episode.
It's the one
which we talked about in the last episode. If you're watching the YouTube video, check it out. Team Free Will on iTunes, baby. Check it out. Team Free Will on iTunes.
Because you have a free will. Team Free Will.
You're free to do whatever you want.
Team Free Will. That episode, Free to Be You and Me, is actually what I use to build a sort of relationship between Dean and Cass, because it's about them. mostly,
Right.
and how they're working together to hunt. And then he tries to be an FBI agent. He's got it upside down, and he's like, "Jeez, man, you nerd." Flips back,
That's
flips
a
back
great
around.
scene,
Like that,
yeah.
yeah. And then the den of inequity. So but that quote happens shortly after Castiel appears behind Dean. And he's like, "Oh, don't do that. Personal space."
Oh, right. I
Yeah.
quote that all the time.
Yeah.
Cass, we talked about this. Personal space.
Oh. My apologies.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's a solid quote. So that's the quote of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to probably do quotes of the day every episode, but we also might not. We like to keep you guys guessing.
Yeah.
So the topic of today, as aforementioned, Destiel. For those of you that don't know what Destiel is, I doubt there's anybody out there that doesn't know what Destiel is that watches this. But it's the relationshiping of Dean Winchester and Castiel in a sexual way. Or it's not always sexual. A lot of the times it's romantic. It's
Yeah.
but yeah, that's basically what it is. It's the people that want them to get together, mac on each other, subtext. Why don't you take a step back there, lady?
I don't understand that reference.
I love that quote because I love how pissed off he is. Because they're
Oh
always
yeah, they quoted it, and he's also still hungover.
they're always, is that what it is?
Yeah, he's still hungover. Yeah.
Because they're always making references just to everything. We taled about that.
Yeah.
Like almost every line in Supernatural
Yeah.
is either a reference to something or it's a like a saying or an expression.
And then Metatron in season 9 finally uploads all of his knowledge to Castiel.
And I would imagine as an angel, it would get very annoying after a while.
Oh yeah.
And so he's just done. He's like, I don't understand that reference.
I don't understand that reference.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So
Destiel. So I guess we should start off by giving our personal opinions on Destiel and maybe even other ships, because it doesn't just have to. We don't just have to talk about Destiel. I think just basically the entire concept of shipping and relationships, because that was something that was very new to me when I started getting into the Supernatural fandom.
Mm-hmm.
I understood it, but because that dates back to all TV shows, the will they won't they thing. That's a plot device in every show ever. But
it's like two of us at work.
Yeah,
everyone's will they, won't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like that.
It's exactly like that.
It's exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
Camera B. So, yeah, just the entire concept of shipping and another very popular one is, what is it? Wincest.
God.
Yeah. Now, I will say Wincest is one that is amongst the people that follow me and amongst the people that I talk to that also like Supernatural. Yeah. Physically follow me.
Okay.
Amongst the people that physically follow me every day. Nobody really is into the whole Sam and Dean having relations with each other thing.
Yeah,
I think that actually that's the line for most people.
Draw that line.
They're brothers. That's a little weird. I know there's people out there that are into it, but it seems to be a general consensus that that's probably not for the best.
Yeah. Now
Dean and Cass, everybody wants them down.
Yeah.
So, what's your opinion on it?
My opinion on Dean and Cass is it's sort of a I think the relationship that they have is something that's just built from a really close friendship, and a lot of people they're not really good friends with especially men. They're not really really close friends with another man like that. So a lot of people they see that, and then they automatically they just assume they're romantically attracted to each other or something like that. That's going to happen, but that might not necessarily always be the case. There's two dudes who can be really good friends and hang out and talk and stuff like that, but they don't necessarily need to be in a romantic relationship. I think a lot of this starts when Castiel grips him tight and raises him from perdition, because he's literally he's saving Dean, who is a soldier of heaven, Michael's sword, and pulling him from hell to save the earth, or rather to start the apocalypse. I don't know if he was hip to all of that, but so that's sort of like saving somebody that I'm not gonna say he had like a hero complex, but it did, like, that was the foundation of their relationship, and it wasn't great, because like Dean was kind of pissed at Cass and didn't really like any of the angels. He wanted to refuse it all, and then it sort of develops where Castiel rebels from heaven for Dean, and then their relationship gets stronger there. And actually, I feel like all of Destiel is in season 5. Like season 5, you can watch the entire season and really understand their friendship, like right off the bat. And so, do I ship Destiel in a romantic way? No. I ship Destiel in the sense that tough buddy, in the sense that they have a strong friendship and a strong bond. Dean even preferred Castiel over Sam's company, and there's a scene where Castiel wakes up from his crazy coma, and he wakes up from his coma, and he's a little bananas, and Sam and Dean come in, and he looks at Dean and says, "It's good to see you, Dean." Sam, that sort of greeting alone says a lot. Like, "It's good to see you, Dean." Sam.
Right.
Someone is cutting their grass, and I am going to like.
It's all good, man.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
landscape.
It's natural.
It's supernatural. So like, I'm with you. I'm pretty much on the same boat. When I first heard about it, and was like responding to the fandom and all that kind of stuff about it, because one thing on Vine was most of the supernatural stuff were all edits, so it was all like little 6-second clips and like little compilations of different scenes from Supernatural and different themes and stuff, and a lot of them were Destiel. And at first I was like, what the fuck, like, that's what? And then it's like I get it. That's the thing. That's my opinion now.
Yeah.
So I don't ship anything. I don't really watch TV shows for that reason.
I would agree. Like, I get why people I get why people think that. I get it. I
don't ship anybody. Like, I don't watch a TV show and like, I hope they get together.
Yeah.
But I get why people want that, and I get why people see that. And we've even talked about that with like all the little lines they have with each other and stuff like that. And there's little, and I think they poke fun of it too.
What was that? Yeah, there's that when Dean was in. Again, this is in season 5. Dean was in. They are so loud out there. Dean was in the that iron room that Bobby has, and because he was going to be like, yes, Michael. So they locked him in there.
Right.
And Sam walks in to talk to him, and Cass is standing out there, so brooding, man. He is so pissed. And Dean looks right at him and says, last time somebody looked at me like that, I got laid.
Cass, last time somebody looked at me like that, I got laid.
And then winked at him. So,
did he wink at him?
He did.
Really?
Yep.
He really winked at him.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I don't remember
I'll pull it up real quick, that clip, because I know I have it on my computer.
Oh, Cass, not for nothing, but the last person who looked at me like that, I got laid.
Why don't you go keep an eye on Adam?
Again, like I said, I think they nod to it a lot.
Yeah.
Which Supernatural does that with they did that with Wincest in season 5 with the whole when they first run into Chuck and they start reading his books and everything, and they're the Wincest. And he made a comment about that, like, they know we're brothers, right?
Yeah.
So they do a lot of nodding at that kind of stuff. I've said before that Supernatural, I feel like, is one of the most like, they incorporate the fans and their theories and their stuff into the show more than any other show I've ever seen.
Yeah, there was one, I just watched an episode, it's in season 9, where Metatron said something about how like continuity, like about how like I hate to break continuity,
Right.
or something like that.
They do that a lot. They're with that whole. We just watched the episode, didn't we? Where Dean was like, "Oh, it must be Thursday or something like that."
Yeah.
Because it airs on some.
Dude,
You guys shut up!
seriously, dude.
God. Come on. We're filming.
Yo.
You need to get, in Full House, when they have that red light bulb on the basement whenever Jesse and Joey are recording, you need to get that.
Yeah.
But just line the outside of your house with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when the bulbs are on.
Or I could just get a red tie and tie it on outside the door.
Well, that's... So with, Destiel,
yeah.
So I view it, and have always viewed it, as, they're like brothers in arms.
Yeah.
They fight together. They've literally died together and come back, and they're soldiers, and that kind of
same
bond.
foxhole,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the same foxhole. But when you have that kind of relationship with somebody, and that kind of friendship, it's very closely related to a relationship. I mean, the only thing that's missing is the intimacy.
Yeah.
But everything else is the same.
And that's where I come back to, like everybody has a relationship with people that they know, or even people that they don't know. They could be strangers.
Right.
You have people who are friends, but they're just like they're close friends. You have people who are just like acquaintances. You have people who are just like your sister, your brother. These are still relationships.
Right.
So in that ship sense, I do ship Destiel.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, he said it.
But not in a
Put that on the
romantic
tag.
way.
Yeah, that's gonna be like the stinger. That's gonna be like the main thing. Danny saying, "I ship Destiel." Nice. I'm not gonna say that because I don't.
You just did. I can just cut out Danny said.
Okay. Well, I don't ship them. I don't ship any of them. I mean, people would ask me a lot, like, "What do you ship?" As if it had to be some obligation. Watching the show that you have to ship something. I always said Dean and whiskey. Hashtag Jack Daniels. But I don't know. I don't really. And I think another thing is that Supernatural. There's not really a big romantic arc, story arc, in Supernatural. Not pretty
really.
much every show has that. That's kind of a given with every show and every movie, that there has to be a romantic arc throughout the show. And Supernatural doesn't really have that. I mean, they've been in relationships, but they either get killed or get their memory wiped, or
it's always something that pertains to the
and
story.
it usually only lasts like a season, and every once in a while they'll allude to it, like with
or some flashbacks.
yeah, like with
the
Sam
dog
and,
or whatever.
yeah, like with Sam and Jess, like they'll throw back to it occasionally, but there's not a big overlying romantic thing, and so I think people get a little scrambled with that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, there's not a romance, so they have to kind of make one.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I was talking about. People, they don't see that closeness, but they see it with these two characters. They're like, oh, we're gonna ship them, but they don't have to.
So I mean,
I ship their friendship, their bond,
exactly,
their closeness. That's what
I friendship them.
I friendship them.
Put a little heart. I friendship them.
Let's do it together.
I friendship them. We're doing a lot of camera stuff,
Yeah.
and we have to also remember that this is an audio podcast.
Yes.
So, sorry for all you guys listening. We're doing a lot of stuff with our hands. But watch it on YouTube if you want to see what.
A lot of hand stuff.
Okay, so
Well, man, we just mirrored each other.
we did. I was gonna use The Walking Dead as an example, but even The Walking Dead had Glenn and Maggie, and I guess if you're weird, Rick and Lori, but so even The Walking Dead had a romantic story arc.
And you know what? At one point, it all went away, and it was just Glenn and Maggie, which makes sense because they met each other, and then it wasn't like, oh, we know each other, and then now we're gonna fall in love with each other. It's like they met, and shortly after they fell in love.
Right.
So that's sort of how their relationship was built from the bat.
Right.
And then shortly afterwards, when it was just that, it then became Michonne and Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And these two have been together for like
that was around
4 seasons, I think they were.
That was around when I stopped watching The Walking Dead. Was when they started becoming like a real thing.
Yeah, and in actuality, I don't think Michonne and Rick ever
They did.
hooked up.
They did.
Not in the comics.
Yeah. In the comics, I don't know. No, because in the comics it was Rick and Andrea, because Andrea was still alive.
Yeah, that's when Dale died.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry, spoilers for The Walking Dead.
If you should read the comics, seriously. It's good.
Well, he died in like season 2 of the show, so if you're that behind on The Walking Dead, then
if you haven't started watching The Walking Dead,
but spoilers. But that's
yeah.
a given with all of this. Although we do try not to spoil like the latest episodes of Supernatural. But so Destiel, obviously that's off the table for us. We don't. I mean, we support it.
We support it.
We just don't believe in it.
We don't believe it.
So what about other shit? So like Wincest. What's your opinion on that?
That is purely the actors. Like, I mean, that's the fans of the show who are like, that's a good looking actor. That's a good looking actor.
Yeah. That's gonna be great.
That's all that is, because I mean,
I
when you
agree.
look at their relationship, they really do have like a big brother little brother relationship, and one of them messes up, and then the other one's like, you screwed up, and the other one screws up, and then the other one's like, you screwed up. It's very back and forth, and often Sam, has to leave and do his own thing because he's so upset at his brother. And
No, I agree completely. It's the fact that they are really like good looking
They're two
actors,
good-looking guys, yeah.
and people are like. I mean, you could say the same
about us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Two ridiculously good looking gentlemen.
Yeah. No, own it.
But I mean, you could say the same with like female actresses and stuff. There are guys all the time when there's two like really attractive female actresses on the show, even if it doesn't make any sense to the plot or in any way. People are like, "Oh, it would be so great if they like hooked up," but it's just carnal. It's all just carnal. Like, oh, they're really attractive. I want to see them mate. Like it's just that kind of thing. I mean. So I don't see any like substance to the Wincest thing. I think it's just pure debauchery.
Any ships that you have that you ship? Ship.
Dean and Whiskey.
Dean and Whiskey?
Yeah, Dean and Whiskey.
I ship Meg and Cass.
You do, yeah. You go
Meg
on about
and
this
Cass.
a lot. So please explain this because I'm still a little.
It's one. Okay, I mean, this is gonna hurt someone's feelings. I don't care. I like the second actress who plays Meg better than the first one. She's got like this dry tone in her voice.
It's gonna hurt anybody's feelings.
And I'm talking about, I don't know, someone might be butthurt. You
just
never know.
one person.
You never know. It only takes one. And I think that her and Castiel, what season is it where they? I think it's season 6.
Season 7 was the one where he's like all crazy.
Season 7 is when they have a Leviathan, and he comes back. Yeah, in the middle of the season, I think Meg's trying to seek safety in numbers with the Winchesters, and they pick up this faith healer, who is Cass, and then they're trying to go take out some of these demons, and then Cass like slowly realizes who he is, and so then they what Castiel eventually does is he takes down. And then the relationship from there, like, with the pizza guy, like that whole thing.
But like, why? Like, what's your driving reason why you ship them?
It's just hot.
There you go.
It's
just hot.
It's
just hot stuff.
It's a very subliminal sort of connection that both of them have. Like, you can't, on the surface level, you can't like see it. You can't be like, oh yeah, these two are really into each other. But when you look at the way these characters look at each other and like what they say, it's like, dude, yeah, like Cass like pinned her against the wall and like kissed her and was like, I got that from the pizza guy. But why did you decide to do that just then? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you decide to do that? Or when they say when this is all over, when Meg's about to die, she says like, when this is over, we're gonna order a pizza and move some furniture around. Do you understand? She was very straightforward, and it's like, I'm not asking a question.
Well, that's kind of the way Meg is.
Yeah, and that is hot.
Okay.
That is very hot, and we're gonna move some furniture around.
Right.
And
getting a little saucy on the podcast this episode.
yeah, and then even when she even stays to look after him when he was in his little coma. She didn't have to do that,
Right.
but she decided to. And when he wakes up, he sort of makes this like immediate like connection like with Meg. So like Meg knows what will upset him in a way, because they come and they try to talk to Cass, and she's just like, oh, now you upset him,
Right.
and so like he's upset now, and then there was one part where Cass like lovingly and like just says like, we should look at her, my thorny caretaker, all that pain, so beautiful. It's like, so that's why I ship Meg and Cass.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, I get that. I do. I'd have to rewatch season 7, and I really need to rewatch the whole show. But that's so much. Okay. But I mean, I'm genuinely trying to think of what romantic relationships or what could be romantic relationships that I am all about in the show. I don't know. Maybe that's one of the reasons. And see, I didn't really watch that season all that well, so I don't know.
I don't ship Amara and Dean.
I wouldn't think that that's a good one to ship. Is it not? I mean, that's kind of a destructive one, right?
Oh no, dude! The sexual tension between them is so tense. Hence
There's sexual tension with Dean and like every woman he talks to.
This is like,
dude looking like
this
a
is
Calvin
like
Klein
Dean
model.
can't stop thinking about Amara, and even when he's in
Right.
front of her, like he
Well, that's
can't.
because they're connected, right?
Yeah, but it's like there's this. I mean, I don't ship that because I don't know. It's sort of weird what she wants to happen with Dean, like where she wants him.
Right.
She wants him to be a part of her.
So like I did really, when I first started watching the show, I really liked Dean and Joe, but then as I like rewatched it, I was like, it's more of a like little sister kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or at least it kind of evolved that way. It started out with some romantic tension, but it ended up being kind of a like she was like a little sister that wanted to tag along.
Yeah, there was an interview with Jared Jensen, and someone asked, do you ship I think Dean and Joe or Dean and Lisa? And his response was that if Joe hadn't died and she was still a hunter, Dean and Joe would end up together. If Sam didn't come back without his soul, he would still end up being with Lisa and Ben.
Right. Yeah.
So there's just two things that sort of if Joe hadn't gone to that little town where death was being summoned or something, all these reapers were there and had died.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all. Yeah. Like I really liked Dean and Lisa and Ben. That
Me
whole
too.
little light story arc. It was nice. It was wholesome.
It was nice.
He's like fixing cars with Ben, and
Yeah.
he's like a little daddy.
And it made you wonder, like, is Ben his kid? Is he?
He's not.
He's
though.
probably not.
Yeah, that's too. Yeah, that's not. That'd be way more depressing.
I think.
But I did like that. I liked the beginning of season 6 where he's kind of family man and all that stuff.
It's really emotional. Well, it's a really emotional thing and very strong in a way when Dean. They almost die because of a demon possesses Lisa, and then that's when Ben calls and then what he does is he asks Castiel to wipe their memories, so that they don't know who he is. But he's built such a strong relationship with the two of them that must have been awful for him.
Well, no, I mean,
do.
like the end of that when he gets in the Impala after their memories have been wiped, and Sam kind of starts fucking being Sam, being all like, "Well, Dean, why would you do that?" And Dean's just like, he turns around and looks at him and he's like, "If you say one more word, I'm gonna knock your teeth out," or something like that.
Yeah.
And Sam just kind of shuts up.
Yeah.
You know, he's like not playing around. Like he's
So-
not.
yeah,
there was
it
nothing
was-
like funny or anything about that. He was just kind of like, "Shut up, or I'll break your nose," kind of thing.
Yeah, it was something like
'Cause that
if
was
you,
big, like-
yeah, he said if you bring up
Yeah, if you ever
Lisa
bring
Ben
up
again,
one, yeah.
I will break your nose.
Yeah, something like that. But I think the biggest mistake with all the relationships and all that they always do is it's always an escape from their life. Every time they get into a relationship, it's always like, I'm running away from hunting and
Yeah.
I'm trying to live a normal life. And that's why it never works, because that's never, like, they can't do
And that's
that.
why Joe and Dean would probably work.
That was why that probably would have been the best one, is because they actually would have been able to live that life together, which I think is why I liked that.
And that's why Mary's parents worked too, I think.
Right, yeah.
Because they were both in the life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would have been really interesting is if Henry Winchester had not gone back in time. I know then again, then Sam and Dean wouldn't be where they are. Likely. They might actually be men of letters.
Yeah.
But if he didn't, right, if Cupid, what Cupid said was true,
I mean,
that
like
Mary...
fate, that whole thing, I mean, I guess something else would have happened.
Something else, but it would have been cooler too.
Yeah.
Because then Mary would still be like brought up in the life of being a hunter. She would have, probably become a really awesome hunter. And then John would be a man of letters. And that,
That's true,
and these two polar opposites, just like with Meg and Cass, these two would have like attracted and produced Dean and Sam, who would be both awesome hunters and awesome men of letters.
When you think about it like that, it's like there were so many strings tied together to make what had to happen happen.
Yeah.
To where the whole little thing that actually did happen with Mary burning on the roof or the ceiling and all that, like that was just one of so many different outcomes that could have happened that would have just led it to the same thing. Because when you think of how coincidental that is, that John's dad was a man of letters and Mary was a hunter, like all that, it's like it was all just woven together to where no matter what happened or no matter what changed, it was still gonna happen. Like everything was still gonna happen. That's a lot of thought put into that.
It was like there really is. And like I said, if Henry, like that was meant to happen because John thought that Henry's dad, or that Henry just walked out on him, but and just didn't come back. And I think that's when Henry realizes that I'm not going to come back from this trip.
Right.
I'm not going to make it, and that's why he thinks that I just walked out on him. And sort of that's how John became who he is. And then Mary, what happened with her? She had to have her I think her memory was wiped a couple of times. But, what happened with her, that's how she met John. Dean kind of helped there.
So there's the true ship.
Yeah.
Ladies and gents.
The true ship.
John and Mary.
John and Mary.
That's the one ship that has to happen, or none of this would have happened.
None of this.
So there you go.
No, it happened. Never mind.
Yeah.
There's that. Well, the season that we're on right now, it happened, but Sam and Dean just weren't ever born in a different dimension.
Right.
A different reality.
Okay. So, I get this could lead to another little same topic, but like a little bit of a stretch, because this is a huge, I guess, theory in the supernatural fandom that people just truly believe is that Dean is bisexual. And obviously that goes with the whole Destiel thing. But there's a lot, like, people have given a lot of like little evidences and stuff like that as to why they think that, other than just the fact that they want Dean and Cass to do it. But okay, so what's your opinion on that, Danny?
I can't have an opinion on the evidence or have anything like that.
There's like little things. There was one, I think it was season 8 or maybe season 7, where it was that episode with the golem, when the one with McLovin, where McLovin was in it. It was like the little golem friend, and he like follows him in the bar or something, and they're like, he's like pretending to flirt with him or something like that, and Dean gets really flustered. like genuinely flustered. He's not just like. I think that it stems from Dean's overcompensating masculinity, which even Sam has commented on. I think in like season 2, it was the episode that kind of mocked The Shining, where they went to that hotel, and Sam said something like, because everybody always thinks Dean and Sam are like a gay couple, especially in the beginning of the show, and Dean says something like, "What does everybody think we're gay?" And Sam's like, "Well, you do have a whole butch thing going on, you know, maybe you're overcompensating."
Yeah.
So I think it's like the overcompensating masculinity and the whole like muscle cars.
The scene you're talking about is, that kid. He's trying to. I think he's trying to follow Dean, but the way he kind of plays at watching him and staring at him in that bar, the way he plays it off is like, oh well, I'm gay and I thought we had like a thing.
Yeah.
And if you watch that episode, because I recently watched it maybe like a week or two ago, and Dean keeps like looking over at him like just uncomfortable. It's like, and then I think he gets up and approaches him and says like, "Do I know you?" And he's like, "Oh," that kid's like, "Oh, we didn't have a thing."
Right.
And then that's when Dean realizes like, "Oh, you had eyes. You had eyes on me.
Yeah.
You're giving me eyes." And he's
Right.
like, "Oh,
He kind of retracts.
no." He's like, "Yeah," because it's almost like he was embarrassed a little bit.
Yeah,
I
think the concept of it and the whole thing.
I can see how people would think that.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't disagree. I mean, I think that's one of those things that if the writers wanted to take it in that direction, that's cool, but that's up to like that.
Yeah, I feel like that piece of evidence is just like,
it would be a really weird thing to just throw into the plot.
Yeah, it's very that one little circumstance.
There's more. I mean, there's more. That people I'm
Yeah.
sure have like lists of moments and stuff. But I think, especially in that scene, the whole concept of it comes from like the uncomfortableness and how
He's probably never experienced that before.
like what? Like no, dude, he's fucking attractive as hell.
No, I mean, but he's probably never experienced a gay man giving him eyes and having to interact and explain like, oh
I don't
no,
know,
like
man.
that. Like I don't. That
there's
may
no
also be
way.
because maybe that's why it was so awkward. Is because he was like,
I think it like people are in a way comparing it to like that kid in middle school or high school that's like somebody calls him gay or something. He's like, I'm not gay. I hate gays, and like that's always the kid that ends up being gay. You know. So I think it's kind of that, and then I know a lot of it comes from Dean and his journey from being exactly like his dad, from being John like to a T, dressing exactly like him and acting exactly like him, and just basically mirroring his dad. And then the further the show goes along and the longer his dad's been dead, he kind of develops his own personality and kind of drifts away from it a little bit. He even starts dressing a little less like his dad and stuff like that. So I think in a way that's a lot of it too, is that he was kind of this he was this almost archetypal man, he was like his dad. He was kind of one-dimensional. He wasn't, but in a way he was, or at least that's what he was putting out there. And then as the seasons went on and as the years went along, he's getting more and more into himself.
It sounds like you would be describing somebody who is just plays at being heterosexual and is really like deep in the closet.
In a way.
Yeah. But as far as Dean being bisexual, I've seen all these episodes. I have not seen an instant. Destiel aside, I still can't even see the sexual attraction there. I just don't. But I don't see any incident where he was in that sort of interaction with another man sexually, or even a hint of it. I mean, and again, you could say that about Cass and Dean, but this really just depends on.
Yeah, I mean, it's
your interpretation, but
I have almost the same opinion.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I get it, but I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. But again, I think it's also because I just don't really look at it like that. I don't watch the show
Yeah, that's true too.
within that view, which a lot of people do. So I think it's more just a difference of perspectives.
I mean, I watch the show because it's awesome.
See, and here's the thing, like, I understand how people can come to that, really?
Does that mean it's not recording?
That means it stopped.
It stopped recording?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna have to cut. We're gonna cut. What's up, guys? Camera A cut out, so we're using camera B. That's a good thing you did this.
The SD card was full.
Yeah. So, gonna be from this angle.
What was I saying? Okay, well, I was saying that, you know, the thing about the Destiel thing is that I can see why people would think that that Destiel's a thing.
Right.
But again, I can't see how anyone could see that Dean is bisexual, and that I'm probably gonna look that up. Actually, get weird.
Just be really careful what you look up, because that could lead to some dark places. Depending on what you want to see. That's all about you.
But I might want to, you know.
Yeah, you know what? You can do that. So we've had some great conversations. I feel like we've gotten into a lot of different stuff. We probably pissed off so many people.
So many people.
Which is fine.
Sorry, Meg number one.
Yeah, sorry, Meg number one. But yeah, I think it's a good. If you want to ask me or him any questions about, we really need to open up some sort of forum or like mutual thing for people to ask us questions. Maybe like an Instagram or something. But well, we might do that. We might do a little Instagram-y thing. That would be a good idea. But anyway, if you want to contact me, asking me any questions, or maybe suggesting a topic for the next episode or future episodes, hit me up at Jackson the Boyd on Snapchat, Twitter, Boyd Jax on Tumblr. Don't really check my Tumblr that much, but if you want to go for it, go for it. You could also email me at jacksonlboyd@gmail.com if you really feel the need to go that length about it. And yeah, we're always looking for more little topics to discuss.
Yeah, and you can hit me up on, if you have any like suggestions or questions, anything like that, comments, you can hit me up on Facebook, Danny Wilt. I'm also, my email address is the letter C, DannyWilt@gmail.com. I don't have all the social media apps and stuff that this dude has. So really, I go off of what, you know, people who follow him on Snapchat and Twitter say. So that's how we sort of build ideas for these episodes. So hit me up, and we'll be doing a fifth one soon.
Very soon.
And we're also going to be opening a YouTube channel. We're going to be looking into Patreon and stuff like that. Instagram too.
Yeah, all this stuff. We're going to be opening it up as the episodes go along. So shall we grow.
Yes. So shall we grow. So,
such is life.
Stay tuned, and thank you for watching this and everything, and listening.
Watching and or listening on iTunes or YouTube.
Yeah.
We love you guys, and stay supernatural.
Stay supernatural. That was nice.
That was stupid. Should I stop recording this?
Yeah.